When hope is gone, undo this lock and send me forth on a moonlit walk. Release restraint level 0. Hey kids, wanna see a dead body?
Hi guys, this is the Void of the Ravenclaw. Welcome back to another fanfiction story. Prior to Izuku's cellmate arrival, that she goes by the name of Kate. He's unsure if that's her real name, but give me a second, guys. But he found out that she's actually only a few older. She's only a few years older than him. Surprisingly, even though she looks like she's much older, it might have something to do with her quirk. He has no proof. He could be completely wrong. She just might look older than what she looks. 3 weeks has passed. Izuku knows that she's trying to get close to him, but he doesn't know why. He doesn't trust her. He doesn't trust anyone outside of his mother, Lady Nagan. He just decided to play along with her to see what she's really after. Izuku had his new guard try to dig up some information on this Kate. Weeks later, he was found dead in the parking lot in his car with his throat slit. He eventually heard what happened to him. The moment he heard that his little guard friend, or his guard that was been under or in charge of his cell block, was found dead, he definitely thought something's not right. He's become a lot more cautious around everyone in the prison. At the same time, he can't make sure whoever responsible for killing the guard expects that he's onto them. He's unsure how many people are involved. It all starts with his new roommate, Kate. He knows she's involved in some way, shape, or form, but he can't outright confront her about it. He needs to play the fool, at least for now. He found it highly suspicious when the guard was starting to investigate his new cellmate. He ended up being killed in his car, as they label it as a villain attack. But what type of villain kills the guard outside of Tartarus prison without being seen and without causing more chaos? It just didn't add up. Izuku knows the guard was a nobody, and he knew that. Clearly the guard found something that they want to keep silent. So he suspects that he came across something he clearly wasn't meant to be known, or meant to be found. So they wanted to keep hidden, so they silenced him. So they sent it was clearly assassination, not some common villain attack. The guard tends to spread rumors like that, like schoolgirls in a high school. So finding the information that the guard has been killed was quite easy. As Izuku's leaning against the wall in the yard, trying his best to ignore Kate, but it seems like she has other plans. Are you even listening? Not really. You know it's not very nice to ignore a girl when she's talking to you. Help it. You just never stop talking. Well, it's not my fault I like being around you. Unfortunately, I can see that. You're so mean. Izuku couldn't take her seriously because she's pouting like a spoiled child. But at the same time, he found her behavior amusing. He might not trust her, he might not know her or what her motives are, but he might as well get all the teasing out of her, or getting teasing out of her before her true intentions are to be known. Back at the unknown universe, an unknown planet, in a unknown location, as you see Jinx placing the last piece of her invention. Well, looks like it's all done. Shut up. I know what I'm doing. As Jinx is completely alone, like she was talking to someone that wasn't even there. As she heard loud explosions at the entrance of her laboratory, little laboratory she is using, as several enforcers come piling in. As the enforcer immediately start opening fire upon Jinx. Shit, they're here. I guess I'll be testing this sucker out personally. As she pressed the button, as she stands in the middle of the machine, second later, give me a second, guys. Second later, the enforcer is beginning to fire upon Jinx again. See you later, boys. As the machine finally activated, before the enforcers could open fire again at Jinx, a bright light blinded them. When the light faded, Jinx found herself in an unknown location. When Jinx was able to see again, basically found herself in some sort of prison. As she does what she always does. She immediately started to cause chaos by letting out several monkey bombs and tossing several grenades and shooting off with her rocket launcher, causing as much chaos as possible. She doesn't recognize the prison or the technology. It seems to be so much different than the upper city. Well, technology. As she's running along Purgatory, she noticed several inmates wearing some sort of collar. But by pure luck, she managed to walk into a control room where all the court counseling callers are being controlled. As she opened fire with her minigun, killing all the guards in the control room, damaging all the equipment in the room, as all the court counseling callers deactivate at the same time throughout the whole prison. As we cut back to the yard where Izuku is currently at, as he noticed the little light on his court counseling collar turn from green to red, as he heard a small click noise as the collar drops to the floor, as he looks around, as he sees the same thing all around everyone in the yard, as all the prisoners' collars begin to drop, as immediately they all immediately started a riot. A few guards that weren't busy concentrated on the other inmates. The ones that are not busy, all turn to Izuku, as he has his right hand covering his face, as his head is tilted backwards, as he begins to start laughing. This is just perfect. He immediately started to create explosion, attacking everyone, guards and prisoners alike. His laughter didn't. Well, his laughter hasn't died down one bit. To everyone's horror, his laughter has only increased as he begins slaughtering everyone that he come across. Oddly, Kate is nowhere to be seen. But the young psychopath doesn't care in the slightest. He's having too much fun. As Izuku blew right through the wall with his explosion, as he made his way into the hallway, as he noticed. Well, as he goes through the hallway, as you see behind him where all the inmates and the prisoners are all on the ground, leaking some sort of green liquid from their mouth, ears, and nose. It's about time I get myself out of here. Now, how do I get myself out of here? I could possibly charge to the front and kill as many people I can. That's always an option. A group of the prison guards approach Izuku, all aiming their rifles at the red-eyed, blonde-haired boy. Return to your, return to your, return yourself to the cell and put the collar back on, inmate. Sorry about that, boys, but that's not going to happen. Oh, you found yourself in a very tough situation. You're in my way to freedom. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to kill you. Nothing personal. I just don't like to be caged. I think it's about time I spread my wings, sort of say. You can either get out of my way, keep your lives intact, or, I like this part, I hope you picked this one though, or you join your comrades in the ground. I'll about give you 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Time's up. Time to die. As Izuku uses his explosions in his hands to increase his movement speed, as he unleashes 2 explosions, separating all the guards, as he starts to let out explosions through his slamming them into the wall, and picking up one of the rifles they dropped. Pretty standard. This is where we say our goodbye, boys. Good night. As he immediately opened fire at all the guards that were trying to get up, as he brutally executed all of them with their own equipment, as he tossed the rifle nonchalantly to the side of the hallway, as he walked over the bodies that he just made, as he continued his way down the down the hallway, oddly quiet, as the only noise that could be heard is his echoing from his feet, walking from down the quiet hallway. The moment he turned the corner, Kate came out of nowhere, started attacking him with her black claws that look razor sharp. So that's what your quirk is, my Kate Bell. As he simply dodged every strike she made. Ooh, I do love the nickname. Nothing personal. I kind of like you, but but you kind of have to die. I'm only following orders after all, even though I don't agree with it, and I'm getting quite tired of being their little lapdog. But please, love, try to make this entertaining, Izuku-kun. Well, I'll try my hardest, my Kate Bell. After dodging after dodging one more of her attacks from Kate, Izuku kicked her in the side of the stomach and threw her against the wall by throwing her by her hair. Before she could get back up, Izuku karate chopped the back of her neck, knocking her out. Now, what shall I do with you? I don't feel like outright and killing you. I did enjoy our little spar. Let's just get you out of the way. As he picked her up gently and walked to one of the cell blocks and placed her in one of the cells, gently putting her on the bed, then locked the cell door right behind him, leaving her trapped so she won't interfere in his escape plan. Sleep tight, princess. I expect we'll meet each other again. Izuku didn't come across anyone through the hallway until he got to a large room. Seemed like it seems like it was used to be some sort of lobby room. As he saw a blue-haired girl around the same age, as she's wielding a minigun, killing prisoners and guards with a smile on her face. I don't know who you guys are, but you're pretty boring. I'll just massacre a whole lot of you boys. And women. It doesn't matter. You all died the same way. And I'm starting to think I'm no longer on my planet anymore. Oh well. I suggest you start running. As she took out her rocket launcher and started firing randomly at everyone. As she still has a smile on her face. As she's laughing. She seems to be having a whole lot of fun. Just beautiful. For some reason, my heart is pacing in a high pace, a high rate, and I have butterflies in my stomach. Oh, look at that! I think I'm in love. As he saw several inmates try to approach the blue-haired girl from behind, Jinx saw a blonde-haired boy with red eyes come blasting towards her out of nowhere. As he let out an explosion, making all the inmates go flying across the room, hitting the wall, coughing up blood. Now that's cool. You're like your own personal explosion factory. Now that's a neat ability, my my blonde friend. Love your eyes. They're quite pretty. As she's getting really close to Izuku's face. Well, I dig your style too, mysterious blue girl, and I love the purple eyes. They're very beautiful. As the both psychopaths are completely ignoring everyone around them, Jink wasn't expecting someone to compliment her eyes, as she had a slight blush on her face. Blush on her face, as she immediately composed herself, as she moved him out of the way and unleashed her minigun towards a group of prison guards, killing them in a rain of gunfire. Izuku noticed she was carrying some sort of small bag around her, filled with round blue orbs that seemed to be glowing. As it's he could tell it's emanating some sort of power. Orbs like that don't glow for no reason. It did catch his interest, as he stealthily stole one of them. Stole one of these mysterious blue orbs, examining it. Uh, as he as he found it, it's about the size of a large marble. As a black portal opened up in the middle of the lobby, Izuku's eyes widened, seeing his mother, and for the first time in many years. Didn't I tell you I would come for you, son? I would never abandon you. You're stuck with me. As she opened fire at several prison guards heading towards her son's direction, morphing her arm into a rifle. I knew you would come eventually, Mother. You look good. Almost forgot how much of a sweetheart you are. Sorry, let's try it again. I almost forgot how much of a sweetheart you are. Thank you for the compliment. Come on, let's get out of here. Behind you, Mother. Well, this is where our paths diverge, my beautiful blue hair vixen. Thanks for the gift. As he tossed the blue round object in the air, as he catches it in his hand, as he gives her a wink. Little bitch, give that back, you little thief. See you around, beautiful. As he steps through the portal with Lady Nagant, as it closes a mere inches away from Jinx when she gave chase. She was highly pissed off, and that was clearly displayed on her face. It would be understandable that she didn't. It wouldn't be totally understandable that she unleashed her anger at everyone in the prison. So she did so. After butchering everyone in this prison, she finally made her way to escape. She confirmed her suspicions that she accidentally teleported herself to another world. She never expected her little invention would teleport her into another dimension or world. She's still unsure. She only expected the device she created to only teleport her into the upper city. But this new development wasn't unwelcome. As she knows she's gonna have a whole lot of fun here. It didn't take long for the press to spread the news that a few prisoners from Purgatory has escaped, or not Purgatory, Tartarus has escaped. There were major casualties throughout the whole prison, massive death of prisoner and guards. As 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 there were some footage of Izuku and Jinx and a few other prisoners that made their escape, including the sludge villain and muscular. All the heroes are on high alert immediately. They're trying to track down all the escape inmates and the mysterious blue-haired girl that just showed up out of nowhere. That just showed out of nowhere. When Izuku stepped out of the portal, he found himself in a dusty old bar with some interesting people in it. He's still wearing his prison jumpsuit. Well, this is interesting. You've involved yourself some interesting people, Mother. But not to be rude, but I kinda need a change. I kinda want to get out of this whole prison get-up as soon as possible. The whole inmate attire, fashion sense, it's not my style. Follow me. I had something prepped ahead of time. You can introduce yourself to the rest of the league after that. The big boss man wants to have a little word with you in an hour or two. As Leningot led her son to her room, then she set a spare of clothes on the bed as she stepped out of the room for a few minutes, allowing him to get dressed. After she waited some time, she went back inside, seeing her son fiddle with his clothes, trying to get it all fixed up. As she walked up to her son and fixed it for him. You look much better in this. I knew you would look good in this. As he's wearing what you see in the thumbnail. Thanks, Mom. Without warning, she gave her son a big hug. I missed you. It took longer than I thought it would, but I'm never leaving you again. Thanks, Mom. So, what sort of situation you got yourself into? Those people downstairs don't seem to be the same type. I would know, 'cause I'm not the stable one. I'm not the stables guy around. With the League of Villains' help, I was finally able to get you out of there. I just have a few jobs for them. The moment I finish my end of the deal, we'll disappear. Then we can start on our work. We have so much to do. Well, the time has finally arrived, Mother. Yes, my lovely boy. We'll get our revenge, starting with the safety committee. Good. Apparently, someone sent someone to the prison to assassinate me, but it didn't turn out too well for them. I don't know who's responsible for this, but I'm expecting it must be someone from the safety committee or someone pretty high up in the hero organization. I do plan to correct their behavior by killing a whole lot of them. Don't worry, my boy. We will. As she places her forehead against her son's. Come on, let's head back. Let's head back downstairs. I need to introduce you to the rest of them. As they finally made their way back downstairs. Ooh, I picked the wrong picture. But as Lady got introduced her son to the rest of the League of Villains, Kirigiri was quite polite to her son. She was worried how Shigaraki would react. So you're Lady Got's little brat. Sit down. As he held up a controller in his opposite hand, I could use the help killing this boss. Have you played before? haven't had the time to play games, you know, being in prison and all. Matter. You just have you just have to learn as you go along. The the game's not too difficult to understand. Sure, why not? Name's Izuku, by the way. Name's Tomura Shigaraki. Pleasure. Lady Nagat was very shocked that the two boys seemed to get along quite well with each other. They seemed to get along extremely well. She noticed her son's a little unstable than the last time she saw him, but she planned to keep him under control. As she sat down in the bar, would you like the usual, Lady Nagant? That would be lovely. Thank you, Gary, for the drink and getting my son out of there. He's the only one I care about, and I would do anything to keep him safe. Quite welcome. I'm glad to see the young master and your son get along so well. The young master doesn't really have many friends. He tends to kill them when they piss him off. As several hours has passed, as All for One is ready to officially meet Izuku, the mother and son step out of the portal. Izuku saw a man with some sort of, well, sitting on some sort of chair, wearing some sort of metal black mask. Just mind your manners, son. Got it, Mom. I might be a little bit, psycho, a little bit crazy, but I'm not stupid. I can tell this guy is dangerous. And I remember my manners. Don't need to worry. I'll be a good boy. You must be Izuku Bakugo. A pleasure to finally meet you, my boy. Your mother has made it quite clear that you won't be joining the League at this current time. Who knows what will happen in the future? As Lady Nagana is giving him a, dagger, as she's staring at All for One with contempt in her eyes, like you better not type of look. Being, the overprotective mother that she is. I've had my few people watch you while you were in Tartarus, and I can admit, I am quite curious about you, my boy, and your cork. I wish to take a look at it. Don't worry, I have no intention of taking it. What I was able to get on your cork, it's quite a dangerous ability to your foes and to yourself alike. Maybe I could come up with something to limit the side effects. I'm being rude. I haven't proper introduced myself. I'm the leader of the League of Villains. All for One. So you're the big bad All for One I've heard so much about in Tartarus. I don't mind. The side effects, it's a pain. It's a real drag. So if you can find a way to, limit those fits, I'm on board. As he kneeled down in front of All for One, as All for One placed a hand over his forehead. Don't worry, it's painless. When Ezekiel kneeled down in front of All for One, he placed his hand over his forehead, basically. After a few minutes of silence, All for One took his hand off of Ezekiel's forehead and sat back down on his chair. What a fascinating ability you have there, young man. Indeed, it is a truly powerful quirk. I may be able to come up with something. I just need a sample of your blood. I have a good doctor on my payroll. He'll be able to make a copy of your ability so I could study it further. As long as you're okay with it, my boy. But I would most appreciate it nonetheless. I'm a bit of a enthusiast when it comes to quirks. I know what you're doing, Mr. All for One. I don't mind. I do find it fascinating that you're able to copy quirks through the blood, but it does make sense if you look at it logically. After all, quirks are pretty much genetics. The creepy doctor finally arrived and draws some blood from Izuku as mother and son head back to the portal, back to the bar. So son, what are you planning to do while I continue my end of the bargain? You do that, mother. I want to examine this beautiful blue thing over here, as he holds up the glowing blue orb in his hand. But I need to find but I need to find proper equipment. You need to worry about that. I like you, kid, so I'll help you out on this. There's a couple of laboratories that the league are not using it currently. Gary, take Izuku over here to one of the spare labs that we're not using. Of course, young master. I'll lead you to that, son. I should be back soon, sweetheart. Careful, Mom. Touches my heart to see you worry about me so much. Don't, don't worry. Your mother's a professional. And the rest of my list is nothing but small fry. It's going to take me long. I'll see you when I get back. Oh, don't worry, Lady Gaunt. Once we return, I'll send you to your son. Thanks. Oh, I should be going. The sooner I get this done, the sooner I could spend some quality time with my beloved, with my, with my precious boy. As Lady Gaunt leaves to complete her mission, so she can spend some quality time with her son. After all, they've been apart for so much. Sorry, as they've been apart for quite some time now. While Izuku, or while she did that, Kirigiri took Izuku to one of the League of Villains' spare laboratories. When Izuku finally arrived at the laboratory, he took one of the spare lab coats and put it on himself. Is there anything else you need, young Bakugo? Name it and I'll get it for you. I have everything I need. Thank you for your assistance. Now it's time to get to work. I have so much to learn from this pretty little thing. I'll be taking my leave then. Good luck in your endeavors, young Bakugo. Thanks for your boast of confidence. I have no doubt I'll be able to figure something out. As the mysterious portal man disappears, as Izuku begins to run scans of the small blue orb, after waiting for after waiting for the scans to complete, as he started to laugh after getting the results. This is incredible. Whatever this is, it generates quite an amount of power. It's almost like magic. There's nothing like this on Earth, at least, of my knowledge. This is quite a discovery. I need to learn more about this. Maybe I can manage to duplicate this thing. It won't be as powerful as the original, though. But I know I'd be able to come up with something. After all, I'm a genius. Now that the scans are complete, I need to shave a little bit of the outer layer. I don't want to destroy the original, but I should be able to shave the outer layer of this new power source. After Izuku gathered the sheddings of the outer level of the blue orb, as he does a deeper analysis of the material, he's able to shave off the blue orb. As he studies the material of the shed pieces of dust that he got from the orb, as he spent a whole day thinking ways to duplicate the glowing blue orb, but he couldn't figure out a easy way about it. So he put it on the back burner for now. He can't continue his research until he comes up with a stable material to create a similar orb. He needs to invest in a new power source to use the orb. Well, basically power up the orb, basically. He completed... So he can complete his little project. As he continues to study the original orb, well, the only orb he has right now currently, as he was broke out of his train of thought, as a portal opened up in the middle of the lab, as he took the original orb into samples and put it in some sort of metal box and shut it tightly and put it on and he placed it in a small vault that's right behind a picture. As he put the picture back in place and shut it. Hello, Mother. I hope your hunt went well. There you are. You look like quite the scientist. The hunt went well, son. It's time for you to head back to the bar. You must be hungry. You haven't ate anything, have you? Unfortunately, no, Mother. I kind of got caught up in my work. As he took off his lab coat, as he approaches his mother, I'm going to cook you some dinner. Come on. The son and mother step through the portal and make their way back to the bar. Now, sit there and hang out with Tomra while I make you two some dinner. And if I catch any of you entering the kitchen, I'll shoot you in the kneecap. Do I make myself clear? Understood, Mom. And clear. Well, he doesn't really say that well. Loud and clear. I say, Yuzuku, she's one scary lady. You have no idea. I would rather go into the Tartarus pits again than to get on her bad side. You live longer that way. I really don't know what a Tartarus pit is. It sounds a lot more inviting than entering that kitchen right now. Come on, let's go play some games. I actually got a new one. Since you're doing your little lab work. Like fun. Alright, I'm on board. As they both sat down to play games while Lady Nagat is making dinner, some time has passed as you see everyone sitting at the dinner table. Toma right across from Izuku, as Lady Nagat is sitting right next to her son. Dinner served, and dig in, boys. After the three of them ate dinner, she shooed her son to bed. As she's reading the book, she's reading the book, while she would occasionally look away from her book to check on her son, that's laying right next to her on the bed. As she when she finally try again. As she finally looked at her son, seeing he's fast asleep, as she kissed him on top of his forehead. Sweet dreams, my precious boy. As she kisses Izuku on top of the forehead, things are probably going to get things are probably not going to get a whole lot easier. But we're a family. We'll pull through like we always do. As she closed the book and shut off the light, as she laid down to go to sleep herself. The next day, Izuku found himself on top of a roof, being his mother's spotter, as he tells her coordinates to her target that happens to be in a festival. 9 o'clock, Mother. The target's coming. He's in the open now. Son, keep eye on the other target. Understood. The other target is at 7 o'clock. Understood. As she took out as she shot her targets, as they both dropped to the ground after she took her shot. All right, we need to move. They'll catch on eventually. Did you set up the explosions on other vehicles if they try to make their escape? Already taken care of, Mother. If the other targets go by car, they'll most likely die. That's my boy. As they both got up, as they could hear explosions in the background. It looks like we're done here. At least for right now. I only have a few more to take off the list. Then Then we'll finally be free. We could finally put our plan into motion. Good, I'm starting to get impatient, Mother. I'll use the remaining time in the lab. I might have some idea for my little problem. As Lady got pulled out her phone, as she dialed a number, as she called in the portal, as they both disappear on top of the roof, as they return home, at least for now. And that's where we're going to cut it. Hope you guys have a good night and day, judged by time zones, and I'll catch you in the next video.